Hello again everyone, Brett back Altitude Scale Modelings with a beautiful new looking kit for a sprue review, the U.S. Army Vietnam War gun truck King Cobra. On my newsflash I kept calling this a Bradley, which I've been told it is not a Bradley. It's an M113 and M54, which honestly, I'm sorry, and I don't know the difference because I'm not as smart. But anyway, M54 5-ton truck carrying M113 hull. Precisely replicates details of cabin interior, highly detailed transmission, accurately reproduced chassis and suspension, plastic injected tires, front wheel steering, new height exhaust, new armor plate, side gun shield for 50 caliber, contains 3 units, turnbuckle assembly, U.S. Army Vietnam War King Cobra specialized decals, and there's what she looks like when assembled. And there's some decals, some information, another picture of it assembled. It is kit AF35323. It is, I don't see a part count on here, but probably in Japanese, which I do not speak. Let's just get started right now. The one thing I love about AFV Clubs, inside the box, this out of the way. Ooh, don't like to throw that plastic. Inside the box, they show you other stuff that's available, so you can spend more money. They actually have crew figures. You don't see them very well in this angle, but there are crew, M113 crew. Some of these I've never seen before, so I'm guessing they're coming out soon. Anyway, on to the main event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, mostly individual bag screws, instructions, and let's start with the M113 hull. Looks like a tank hull. Clean. Ejector pin marks on the inside, nothing on the outside except these 2 little white dots where I'm assuming it was connected, and that's where they filled the mold from. Here and here, no problem. Sand them out. Paint over them. No one will even know. Besides, this is going to sit in the back of the truck. You won't even see it. Good detail in the back. So, the hull starts out looking good. And, you know, they do have an M113 kit by itself. So, here we have some truck parts. And they make these bags tight. Alright, the front guard on the front of the truck, the radiator, bunch of really small parts, exhaust stack, well, I think it looks like the exhaust stack, but it is not open on the end. Fenders, ejector pin marks under the fenders if you are going to see them. I do not know. 1, 2, 4 ejector pin marks inside the hood, which raises, so I'm guessing there's an engine in here in this kit. So it reminds me of old Revell. Looks like a valve cover. So there we go, that looks pretty good. Again, like I said, the green plastic reminds me of old Revell green plastic from the 70s and 80s. This brings back fond memories. And it's supposed to be green. But we're pretty much all going to primer it, paint it. Primer over the green. Man, these bags are tight. Just a little, you know, thing I'm saying about the green plastic. Still good plastic. These are matching sprues with the tires and the drive system, and these really tight bags. So, the tires do not have weight on them, but they do say Goodyear. Goodyear, they actually say Goodyear. So I'm thinking you're going to have a seam line in those tires. Good diamond plating there. I'm not sure how old this base kit is. Maybe I'll see a number on here. Because they have released this truck before. They have released the M113 before. But you can see good detail in the wheels. And in the leaf springs, individual leaf springs. A little bit of a seam line across the top of the leaf spring. Good diamond plating. Nice tread on the tires, but you will probably have a seam when you put them together. But, you know, you rub it down, you put some wear on them. Put them in a muddy Vietnam diorama, you'll never be able to tell. Here we have us the frame rails and the engine parts. Frame rails look straight, no bowing in them. Oil pan, looks like the transmission, transfer case. Some of the frame parts, some boxes, the drive shafts, the axles. No burring on them. So you can see the round parts, no real burring on them. Good detail on the outside of the frame rails. Oil pan, frame supports. Flip it. Ejector pin marks inside the frame rail, so hopefully you're not going to see the inside of the frame rail, which you probably won't since there's a big old M113 on top of it. Looking good. Wonderful detail. Diamond plating. Good where tie downs would go. A bunch of very, very tiny little small detail parts you're going to need to worry about. Again, all the ejector pins are on the outside. The side you're probably not going to see. But look at those tiny parts. And then the nice detail on these parts. And the diamond plating on the floor. Again, some really small parts. You need to be careful when you're taking off the sprue so they don't go pinging off somewhere. So that nice detail on there. Because you know, they ping. Carpet monster gets them. You never see them again. Here is the... Looks like they included the canvas top for the truck. Maybe that's just the floor. Nice wood grain for the rails on the sides. And here and here. Compressor going off again if you can hear that. Again, many ejector pin marks here, but none here. Nice touch. None here, nice touch. A couple here and here, but none on the back side of this. So they are taking into account some of the areas. There's that wonderful wood grain. And then this, I swear that's the canvas top. And then like I said, sprue marks in here, but not on any of these parts, or those parts, or the back of the door, the back slide, or that could be the front of the bed. This could be the back of the bed. Either way, there's no ejector pin marks on either side. Good. Yeah, I'll put it in later. Don't want to cooperate. right now. And another big one. Good texture on the seat and the seat back and the bench seat. Very nice. There's the top for the M54 and the floor of the cab. Steering wheel looks good. There's a nice shifter. Mirror frames. Be very careful with all these mirror frame parts. They're very delicate. Ooh, there's the instrument panel looking good. There are ejector pins on this roof that if you think you'll see it, you need to clean up. Same of underneath. I believe these are the insides of the doors, which have good detail on them. I'm not sure what this is, but it's got good detail on both sides. There's the detail on both sides of the seat, so apparently it can be folded. There we go, and there's that, oops, sorry, the instrument panel. And the top, the floor of the cab. It's a nice gear shift, steering wheel. There's those mirror frames you gotta be very careful of. There's this, I'm not sure what it is, but it's got good detail on both sides. There's the seats, bench seat. Typical AFV Club quality. And here we have, looks like the doors. And some tie downs. And again, some tiny, tiny little detail. So, you see those? See all that tiny little detail? Again, if this is an exhaust stack, they didn't do anything about hollowing out the end of it. Inside the doors here, no ejector pins, but up here on this frame there are, so I'm hoping that means it's covered. Or you'll be cleaning those up. And cleaning up ejector pins is what we do. We've been doing it for years. Before we even knew there was a better way. Okay, now we're going to start getting into bags and bags. This is all, I'm pretty sure, M113 parts. Let's see what some of these other ones are. It's got clear parts in it too. So this is one bag with one sprue. These sprues are all stuck to this bag. You can see they're all attached to the bottom of the bag. Fine. That one's free. That one's free. That one's free. This means that one bag, one sprue doesn't get a bag anymore. Okay, a box and some sort of bent thing. Not sure what those are for. I'm assuming they're like how you attach the box to the truck. But nicely detailed. Jerry cans. There's actually a Black Hawk flying over right now. Every Sunday they fly over and do something at our airport. They do high altitude training up here. And this one is two matching sprues with some more very tiny delicate parts. Looks like grab handles and opening handles. And also it could be a Pave Hawk or anything else. It's just a member of that family. And the clear parts, which of course are astoundingly flat, astoundingly clear. Another bag with other bags inside of it. Maybe this one they won't be glued inside the bag. They're not. So, this is matching sprues. So you've got your guns on here. Your guns have hollowed out barrels. There's actually 3 of those. Breeches, barrels, but you can see they slide molded the barrels. They are open. And they have wonderful detail. And they have all the ejector pins off of them. So, 3 of those. Some more clear parts. And this has got tools and stuff on it. This has shovel, axe, sledgehammer, bunch of little tools. Looks like some lights, a control box of some sort. I'm guessing that the shovel goes face down and this is how you put it in there, because that's a really dumb place for an ejector pin if you have to try and clean that up on that delicate shovel. So I'm hoping it goes face down. But here's that control box I was talking about. Wonderful detail. These lights. And then another thing of clear lights and various other clear parts. It's in its own bag inside this bag. Another sprue with matching parts. This has gun shield, which looks to be scale thickness. 2 seats. Lots of little control handles, control parts, ammo belt. Another ammo belt. But you see the thickness on that gun shield. It looks scale thin. And then there's those little ammo belts up there. Another delicate sprue, which is going to require patience, caution. And it's going right back in the bag. This one. Another shovel and another axe. This shovel does not have a big old sprue ejector pin right in the middle. There's a pickaxe too. 2-part pickaxe. Nice touch. Maybe these are to replace that crappy shovel from the before. And we have here a couple pieces of resin, which I really want to be careful with. I'm thinking these are for the gun shield. But yeah, those are nice and delicate parts that were bagged in with all these other parts that I'm not going to put back. I'm going to put them in someplace safer. And we are back to this bag that has, I believe, M113 parts in it, since the kit unto itself normally. No, these are more truck parts. You see, M113 parts are just scattered throughout. Matching sprues again. These are the rails that would hold that canvas top on, which you probably won't be using. I'm thinking these are the mud flaps. Good detail on both sides. And then another wood frame for the truck. So I'm guessing these parts are for the M54 if you're not going to stick the M113 on top of it. So, good detail. No ejector pin marks on either side of those. Or the wood rail. 2 of these. How am I supposed to get all this back in the box? I have no idea. And you get your wheel hubs, your wheel frames, this is the drive system for the M113. So there won't be any tracks, of course. But I think the drive wheels, we'll know in a minute, are still on there, just not the tracks. So this is assembling the whole drive assembly for the M113, except for the tracks. Looks good. Your drive sprockets look good. Your tie rods look good. Sprockets. Detail on both sides of these wheels. Very nice. Two of them. One of these, which is, looks like more of the gun shield and stuff for the top, and some very tiny parts, and a hatch with cast texture on it. Look at how delicate these parts are. You can practically see through them. Another control panel, another seat parts. Alright, we'll start with the cast texture on that hatch. This looks very nice. And then, again, scale thinness it looks to be for the gun shield, because they are very thin. These here are like a wisp of hair. This has got to go on the bottom of the box just so it's not damaged. I wish I had more information on what these parts actually were, because I'm not, again, an expert on any of this stuff, except that I love model building. This is going to the bottom, along with those resin parts. Alright, we're at the instructions. I think we've looked at all the plastic and the resin, and how are we going to get this back in the box? Alright, very nice instruction book. Here is a write-up about this particular vehicle. Pause it and read it. And color callouts, and starting with the frame and the engine. Here are your color callouts. Mr. Color, Umbro, Revell, Knife Color. And then you're starting with the frame, transfer case, transmission, oil pan. There might be a full engine in here after all. It may just be the bottom part. All your drive wheels, your axles, your drive shafts, your suspension, your frame rails, stiffening parts. Looks like an oil filter on there. More frame parts, more parts, bumpers, shock absorbers. As you're putting your wheels together and your tires, I don't think I'd put them on until I painted everything. There is where you're putting some shovels. It's a toolbox, a storage box, so you're putting it in on top of each other. Very nice touch. Jerry cans. So far we're just doing the truck. There's your driver's seat, your bench seat, your pedals, your instrument panel. There are some color callouts in here, not a lot, but a few. There's your front windshield, your back to that part that I wasn't sure about is the back to the cab. Top, if you're putting it on, it is removable after all. And your hood, which I don't know why it looks like it's hinged, because you do not have an engine. There's your air tank, air filter system, exhaust system. There are the frame rails and stuff for the bed. Mud flaps. And here, stuck in the middle, which we'll look at the end. Okay, here's your truck going together as one. Now, are you going to paint it before or are you going to paint it after? I had the same problem with that fire truck. You have to decide what's best for you to paint. All of it separate and put it together and weather it, or all of it together. Don't know. Now we're working on the M117. Sorry, M113. There. Get out of the way. There's the inside of the M113, your seat, extinguisher, some of your control boxes. Get it all painted up, then you start putting your other seats, the back end, the back door, the front door. Bag keeps getting in the way. There's your instrument panel. Duck egg green, tire black, silver. The top of it going on. So I guess you decide how much you're going to see and how much you're going to paint. There's your hatch. Hatches. Actually, just one hatch. Again, detailing it up, getting it ready to go. Grab handles, doors, controls, lights, sides. I don't see you putting any wheels on this. Did I miss it? Because maybe you're not even putting the wheels on it. Did I skip a page? Nope. Nope. Alright, there's your gun assembly, your gun shields. Be careful with them gun shields. Gun barrels are all hollowed out. Gonna fit in there nicely. There's your other guns, your other gun shields. This is a gun truck. And you're just gonna sit this onto here and be ready to go. There's the tie downs for it. Obviously the canvas top you're not going to use. The other sides of the truck you're not going to use. There's a lot of parts on here you're not going to use, but they're not marked. So you have lots for the spare box. And if you miss parts, you can just, actually it's for Taiwanese use only. Never mind. I guess this is the replacement part form for the American ones, or the rest of the world. And your color call out, which is a color call out. Black, orange, yellow, smoke gray. It's a good looking truck. Very good looking truck. Oh yeah, we're going to look at this. Decals and a little bit of PE. So, decals, protected, look good, printed in Taiwan. Don't know how well they'll go down, they're not very thick. Lots of placards, some instrument panel decals, and then of course your King Cobra. Dirty Trid. Dirty Trid, that's what it says. Dirty Triddy. I don't know. Don't know. There's the decals. I'm going to take this out because I don't want to lose it, but there are two small PE fret there. Most of this just tied down. There's a little bit of chain right there. Really don't take that out. And a little bit of string, which I'm guessing is supposed to be a tow rope, which does kind of look good. And now we're done. There you have it. King Cobra. I think it looks great. And I think in a diorama with mud and some soldiers, some grunts running around it, it's going to make a beautiful, beautiful diorama kit. I'm very happy to have gotten this. I'm glad they came out with it. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for building. Thanks for being modelers. I hope everyone's staying safe and recovering nicely from the madness the world went through and is still going through. And I hope to see you some of your builds. It would be very nice. You guys post your builds all over Facebook and the internet. Show the world what we can do while we're locked down. Thanks for watching.